In the previous videos, I provided an overview of the 2 units included in this curriculum, which consist of 6 engaging lessons. With the exception of the last lesson, which is an end-of-term event, all unit and lesson titles incorporate the themes of self-awareness using the word my or me. These titles such as Fantastic Me, Better Me, Beautiful Me, My Superpower, and My Willpower emphasize the importance of self-reflection and personal growth. The unit plan incorporates various essential elements, including a heading that identifies key information such as the course name, grade level, unit title, and suggested total learning time. Additionally, the unit overview provides a brief introduction to the significance of the unit and introduces key issues associated with the topic. The MOE learning focuses are aligned with the specific learning performances and content outlined in the curriculum guidelines published by the Ministry of Education. The unit goals encompass both content and language objectives, outlining the knowledge, attitudes, or skills that learners should be able to demonstrate upon completing the unit. The sequence of lessons within each unit is presented, giving a concise overview of the organization and flow of the unit. Performance tasks are incorporated as culminating assessments to evaluate learners' understanding and mastery of the unit. To further support teaching and learning, related resources are provided, offering practical activities, ideas, and additional information related to the topic at hand. These elements work together to create a comprehensive unit structure. To achieve the desired outcomes of a unit, well-designed lesson plans based on the curriculum guidelines are essential. These lesson plans should establish meaningful connections between different lessons within the same unit. Each lesson plan in this curriculum will consist of the following elements. The lesson topic is one of the main focuses of the unit. The lesson objectives are the specific learning goals that are derived from the unit's overview objectives. They clearly state what learners should know and be able to do by the end of the lesson. The key language includes vocabulary related to the topic and sentence patterns that enable learners to actively engage in bilingual learning activities. Resources are the supplies and resources required to effectively conduct the lesson. The procedure provides detailed instructions on how the lesson will progress. It includes 1. Teaching and learning activities. These are smaller, manageable pieces of the lesson that scaffold the learning process and help learners understand and practice both the content and language. 2. Steps for implementing the activities. This describes the classroom interaction during the learning activities and provides specific details on how the activities should be carried out effectively. 3. Timing. This specifies the amount of time allocated for each learning activity or task. The assessments include formative assessments that align with the lesson objectives and success criteria. The value. This component promotes the central concept of the lesson through a short and impactful phrase or slogan. Each lesson in this curriculum adheres to a consistent pattern of sequential stages, which consist of a lesson opener, lesson instruction, teacher presentations, student processing activities, and expansion tasks and conclusions. This structured approach ensures that learners have a clear understanding of the lesson's flow and expectations. The consistent lesson pattern also helps alleviate learners' anxiety related to language barriers and enhances overall learning efficiency. The purpose of the lesson opener is to capture students' attention, stimulate their interest, activate their prior knowledge and establish the context for the rest of the lesson. An opening activity should be brief and require minimal instruction. Students are encouraged to speak and share their existing knowledge, thereby activating their cognitive schemas. Alternatively, a quick review or previously learned material can be utilized. Once students are engaged, the topic of the lesson and the objectives are presented. It is important for students to understand what is expected of them. Visualizing the success criteria at the beginning of the lesson helps students consciously consider where to focus their attention and how to accomplish their tasks more efficiently. The teacher presentation introduces the main concept of a lesson and the key language necessary for the subsequent learning activities. The objective is to expand students' knowledge and demonstrate how to appropriately use the target language to express the main idea. The teacher's presentation can be repeated multiple times throughout the lesson to introduce and reinforce various concepts. To maintain student engagement, the teacher's explanations should be concise and condensed. Before transitioning to the next stage, it is important to assess students' understanding. Following the teacher's presentation, the processing phase allows students time to assimilate the new concepts and language they have just learned. During this phase, students construct their understanding of the lesson through various thinking skills and real-world connections. Given the limited proficiency in the target language at this level, explicit language instruction and practice are necessary to ensure accurate usage and effective engagement in subsequent learning activities. Regarding conceptual content, learners are encouraged to explore knowledge through discussion, observation, and investigations. Tools such as graphic organizers and online dictionaries are introduced to aid learners in processing, identifying, and organizing information. This phase can be repeated multiple times within the lesson to reinforce and internalize various concepts. The expansion stage involves a more open-ended and higher-order thinking activity that allows learners to demonstrate their mastery of the lesson and their ability to flexibly apply the newly acquired knowledge and target language. This stage addresses significant issues or questions central to the lesson's objectives. The activity should be authentic, representing a real-life experience or situation. It can take various forms, such as problem-solving activities and creative projects. Towards the end of the lesson, 3 components can be included: a recap, an evaluation of the learning, and a closing. The recap summarizes the key points of the lesson, reinforcing students' retention before they leave the classroom. Evaluation can be conducted through teacher feedback, peer reviews, and self-evaluation, helping learners reflect on their learning progress and develop greater awareness. The closing part can also be used to assign homework or serve as a smooth transition to the next lesson. By following this consistent pattern, teachers can create an optimal learning environment that maximizes student engagement, reduces language barriers, and enhances overall learning outcomes.